Welcome everyone. Today we're diving into a topic that touches every team at every level, how we maintain effectiveness even when things get tough. It's easy to work well together when everything's running smoothly, but what about when obstacles appear? What happens when motivation drops or conflict arises? These moments are when leadership, communication, and strategy matter most. Our focus will be on recognizing the signs of difficulty early and exploring practical ways to address them, whether that's within the team or with support from outside. Let's get started. Every team hits a wall at some point. These obstructions, whether they're obvious or subtle, can slow down progress and make collaboration harder. For instance, a team may find themselves struggling if they don't feel supported by leadership, or if they're trying to meet goals without enough time, people, or tools. Sometimes it's not the workload, but the lack of clear direction or conflicting priorities that creates friction. These challenges are part of team life, but what matters most is what the team does next. Ignoring these barriers can lead to more significant issues. Addressing them early can set the stage for growth. When a team faces obstacles and doesn't know how to move forward, you'll often notice it in the way they behave. Conversations become flat or one-sided. The energy that once fueled collaboration starts to fade. People may begin to disengage, not out of laziness but out of uncertainty or frustration. It can feel like the team has lost its purpose. Progress stalls and even small decisions become difficult. These behaviors aren't just symptoms, they're signals that something deeper is going on and that the team needs support. If left unaddressed, things can get worse. Negative feelings begin to take hold, people become more cynical, and the atmosphere may shift from open to defensive. Trust breaks down. What began as silence in meetings can turn into personal remarks or quiet resentment. At this stage, even experienced teams can struggle to find their way back. This is when leaders need to act, not with blame or quick fixes, but by listening, clarifying, and stepping back to see what's truly at the core of the issue. Sometimes the issue isn't one the team can fix on its own. It might be clouded by personal history, perhaps there's a long-standing tension between certain members. Or the problem may lie in something the team has no control over, like the need for budget approval or policy changes. In other cases, the team may simply lack the tools to communicate effectively. Even when people care deeply, if they don't have the skills to express concerns or find common ground, the issue can feel impossible to resolve. That's when it becomes clear that external help is not just helpful but necessary. Before seeking help, it's crucial to understand the problem clearly. As a team leader or someone in a support role, you're in a good position to step back and observe, to gather facts without getting caught up in emotion. Look at how people are interacting, listen carefully to what's being said and what isn't. Often, the surface complaint hides something deeper. Maybe someone is pushing back on deadlines, but what they're really feeling is unheard or overloaded. Capturing the true nature of the concern is the first step in resolving it properly. Once you've formed a clearer picture, share it with the team. Sometimes just holding up a mirror to the group in a respectful, non-judgmental way helps them see the issue for what it is. That clarity can bring relief, or at least agreement on where the real problem lies. And if the team can't resolve it themselves, that same clarity becomes the foundation for getting meaningful help. Without it, even the best advice from outside may fall flat, because it's not grounded in the team's actual experience. If you reach the point where help is needed, the next step is to consider where it should come from. Help doesn't always mean hiring someone external. Often support can be found within the organization. Perhaps a senior manager or someone from HR who understands group dynamics can offer fresh insight or act as a mediator. Of course, there are times when the challenge requires a more specialized perspective, maybe a technical expert who understands the complexity of a stalled project, or a facilitator who can help the team rebuild communication. What matters is not just the role of the helper, but their ability to connect with the team's reality and support them through it. Now, let's talk about what actually makes someone the right person to help when your team needs assistance. Whether the expert is from inside your organization, like a senior manager or HR partner, or outside, such as a consultant or technical advisor, what truly matters is their ability to support your team effectively. It's not just about availability or enthusiasm. The person stepping in must have a deep understanding of the issue and the experience to back up their advice. They need to be someone you can trust, someone who listens carefully, and who has sound practical knowledge of the topic. Just as importantly, they need to understand why they're being asked to help, and what kind of support is expected from them. If that's not clear, even the most skilled person may end up offering advice that's off the mark. When the right person with the right perspective is brought in at the right time, it can re-energize a stuck team, restoring clarity, direction, and confidence. In many cases, part of resolving a team issue involves communicating it upward to senior management. And this step can be intimidating. But it's also an opportunity to advocate for your team and show that you're taking the issue seriously and constructively. The key is to be clear and direct. Rather than getting lost in too much background or data, focus on describing the issue concisely, supporting it with enough detail to make it credible, and offering at least one suggested path forward. Even if you don't have all the answers, showing that you've thought through the problem demonstrates leadership and earns respect. When you're presenting to an audience that's already supportive or sympathetic to your message, the most effective strategy is to be upfront with your point. In these cases, start with your conclusion, say what you believe, recommend, or propose, and then explain why. This works especially well because people tend to process information more easily when they already agree with it. You're simply helping them validate and reinforce what they already want to believe. There's also a practical advantage. When time is limited, getting to the point first helps your message land quickly, and your audience can absorb the details more efficiently. When your audience agrees or is pressed for time, the way you sequence your message can really boost your impact. Start by stating your views and conclusions clearly. Once that's out there, follow with your strongest, most convincing evidence. From there, walk them through your supporting details, the background, examples, or analysis that give context. And finally, end by rephrasing or summarizing your main point. This approach helps your message feel polished and credible. It shows confidence and clarity and reassures your audience that you're well prepared. Now, let's shift to a different and more delicate situation. What if your audience is likely to push back? If you're presenting to someone who may be skeptical or unsure, it's often counterproductive to start with your conclusion. People are more likely to resist when they feel like a decision is being forced on them. Instead, guide them towards your point. Start with the facts, the background, or the current situation. Let them hear the evidence first. Then, after they've had time to process the context, share your viewpoint or recommendation. This technique helps lower their resistance. It gives them the chance to feel like they've reached the conclusion on their own, through reasoning, not persuasion. When you're addressing a resistant audience, your goal is not just to inform, it's to spark interest and encourage curiosity. If your audience becomes curious, they'll be more open to hearing your perspective. So begin by laying the groundwork, explain the situation or background in a way that resonates with their concerns. Then introduce your strongest, most compelling evidence, data, examples, or testimonials that build your case gradually. After that, present your own view. By now, they've followed your line of reasoning. And to close it out, briefly recap the journey you took them on, the context, the facts, and how that led logically to your recommendation. This isn't about being manipulative. It's about helping people reach a shared understanding, especially when perspectives differ. Thank you for your attention today. Team effectiveness isn't just about performance during good times, it's about how we respond when the path gets rough. As leaders, colleagues, and contributors, we have the chance to build teams that not only get results but also grow stronger through challenge. If you have thoughts, questions, or want to reflect on experiences from your own team, I'd love to hear them.